The U.S. Navy has its eyes on a new submarine base set to help it keep track of China's growing undersea fleet. U.S. and British submarines are set to soon operate out of Australia, giving the Allies greater reach and presence in the Indian and Pacific Oceans, where undersea activity by friends and foes alike has been intensifying. In March, President Joe Biden and his British and Australian counterparts announced a timeline for Australia to acquire new nuclear-powered submarines, with it first buying US-built subs in the early 2030s and then receiving the first Australian-built boats by the early 2040s. The AUKUS deal comes as each country's main rivals, China and Russia, expand their submarine fleets and operations in the Pacific. China's submarines are generally not as advanced as Russia's, but its Navy has put a high priority on modernizing them, the U.S. Defense Department said in its most recent report on the Chinese military. Though, that fleet will grow modestly as China focuses on improving the force, adding technologies, and expanding its shipyards. China's undersea force has made notable developments. Its newest Yuan-class diesel-electric subs are quiet, have more advanced sonars, and might be actually pretty good at anti-submarine warfare. The Defense Department report also said China's 6 operational Jin-class nuclear-powered ballistic missile subs were likely already conducting near-continuous at-sea deterrence patrols, a sign that China's submarine force continues to improve its operational capabilities. The head of U.S. Strategic Command, which oversees U.S. nuclear forces, told lawmakers this spring that those Jin-class subs were being armed with new third-generation JL-3 ballistic missiles that can reach the U.S. from the South China Sea, a first for Chinese subs. For the U.S. Navy, those developments make the ability to base subs closer to the Western Pacific a greater priority. 25 of the U.S. Navy's 49 attack submarines air-based in the Pacific, according to Rear Admiral Jeffrey Jablin, the commander of the U.S. Pacific Fleet Submarine Force, and the Navy has moved some of them farther west. In November 2021, Jablin announced in November that the Navy would increase investment in its submarine support facilities in Guam to expand its operational capability there. As is the case with Guam, operating from Australia would put more subs closer to the Western Pacific and allow those subs to spend more time at sea. Subs based at Perth could do longer-term deployments, operating in the region for up to a year. As opposed to a normal deployment, which is 6 months where you spend a month transiting either way from the U.S. West Coast and you basically get 4 months on station, Clark, a former U.S. Navy submarine officer, told Insider.